Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 1 in this series. Just a quick introduction. In this series of videos we'll be going through the manual bit by bit of the Zoom G6. This is a guitar multi-effect unit. It can save up to 240 patches across 60 banks. It has 4 different play modes, including looper, memory, bank and patch mode and effect board. You also get a looper and a drum machine. You can hook up external effects via the send and return feature, as well as an auxiliary in for connecting an external music player device. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 2 in this series. Controls overview. In the top left up here you get the play mode foot switch. You can use this to change between modes. You get the looper, memory, bank and patch and effect board mode. To the right of this you get the touchscreen display, and then directly underneath of that you get the parameter knobs used to adjust parameters and other settings. To the right of the screen you get the tap foot switch. You use this to adjust the tempo. You can also press and hold it to enter the tuner. To the right of that you get the expression pedal, used for effects such as the wah and volume. You get an LED. Next to it, it lights up when the pedal is on. At the bottom, you get the foot switches used to change patches and banks, as well as turning the effects on and off and operating the looper. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 3 in this series, the rear panel. On the rear panel, you get your external loop jacks. Connect the send jack to the input of your external effect, and then connect the return jack to the output of your external effect. Get your output jacks, which you connect to a guitar amp, monitor speakers or headphones. Use the left output for mono and headphones, and connect the right output to for stereo out. You get your SD card slot, and it accepts SD card conforming to SD, SDHC and SDXC. Use this to save loops or add your own audio files. You also get the power switch. Use this to turn the unit on and off. You get the DC 9V input. Use the dedicated Zoom AD16 adapter that comes with it. You get your input jack for connecting your guitar. You get an auxiliary in for connecting an external audio device. You also have the master knob, which adjusts the overall master volume of the G6. And then you also get a control in jack, which you can use to connect a Zoom FP02M pedal here to adjust pedal effects. You also get a remote connector, which you connect a Zoom BTA1 or other dedicated wireless adapter here. This enables wireless control of the G6 from an iPhone or iPad using the Handy Guitar Lab. You get a USB micro B port. Use this to connect to a computer. The G6 can also be used as an audio interface and can also be used as a card reader. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 4 in this series. Menu screen functions. Use the display to pull down the menu. From here you get edit effects, which you can adjust effect parameters. You have add effects, where you can add effects to patch memories. You have change amp effect, where you can change the effects and amps in patch memories. You have edit patch settings, where you can set patch memory names and levels. You have play with rhythm, which opens the rhythm function. You've got use IR, which uses impulse responses. You have create bank, which allows you to create a bank. And change patch memory order, which changes the order of the patch memories. You also get change effect order, which changes the order of the effects in patch memories. You have delete effects, which removes effects from patch memories. You have create patch memory, which allows you to create a patch. You have edit all, which opens up the edit all patch memory settings. You have use send and return, which allows you to add the send and return into a patch. You have import IR, so you can load impulse response data. You have change bank order to change the order of the banks, as well as delete bank to delete banks. You also get delete patch memory to delete patches, Set system settings, where you can change and check system settings and manage SD cards. You get set USB audio to make adjustments to the USB audio settings. You have the set power and display, which adjusts the touchscreen brightness and turns on and off eco mode. You have set tuner to make specific tuner settings. You have save patch memory to save patches. Set tempo to set the tempo for the effects, rhythms and looper. Set autosave to turn the automatic saving function on and off. You get set pedal to make specific pedal settings, and you get use tuner, which will open up the tuner. You also get set output EQ to adjust the tone of the output sound. Play mode effect board, show the effects used in the patch memory on the touchscreen. Play mode looper, which opens up the looper. Play mode bank and patch, which shows the patch memory names in large characters for selection on the touchscreen. Play mode memory, which uses the foot switches to select the 4 patch memories in the bank. And set preselect, which turns the preselect function on and off. Items on the menu screen can also be reordered left, right, up and down by touching and dragging them. Just like so. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 5 in this series. How to switch the unit on and off. To turn the unit on, minimize the volume on the amp or speakers you're using. Set the switch on the rear panel to on, which is just back here. The screen will open in the play mode that was last used. Then you can raise the volume of the amp or speakers. To turn the unit off, minimize the volume on the amp or speakers, and then use a switch on the back to turn the unit off, and then the screen will become blank. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 6 in this series. How to adjust the master level. To adjust the master level of the G6, use the dedicated knob on the rear panel, which is located just behind the screen up here. When the knob is centered, the setting is at 0 dB. If you turn the knob towards the expression pedal, you will lower the volume, and if you turn it towards the play mode foot switch, you will raise the volume up to 6 decibels. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 7 in this series. How to adjust the master EQ. To adjust the master EQ settings, turn one of the parameter knobs in either memory, bank and patch, or effect board mode. This will open the EQ settings, where you can use the parameter knobs to adjust the low mid, the high mid, and the high frequencies. Press the lock on the top right of the screen to lock these settings. If it comes up orange, it means it's locked, just like so. And if it's white, it's unlocked and you can make adjustments. Once it's finished, it will return to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 8 in this series. How to turn effects on and off while playing. Press the play mode foot switch until you reach effect board, which is this mode here. The foot switches now can turn their assigned effect on or off. Shown on the screen will be the chain and which foot switch is assigned to which effect. So effect 1 is the noise reduction, effect 2 is the first drive pedal, effect 3 is the second drive pedal, and effect 4 is the delay pedal. So when you press on the foot switch, it will turn that effect on or off. You see the LED has gone off there, and the LED has gone off there. Press them again to turn the effect back on again. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 9 in this series. How to assign a foot switch to an effect. Press the play mode foot switch until you reach effect board, which is this mode here. To assign an effect, press and hold the effect and it will be assigned to the first available foot switch, and it is assigned from left to right. To disable the foot switch, press and hold the effect again, and it will disengage from that foot switch. So if we did the spring reverb, it will automatically go to the first available foot switch from left to right. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 10 in this series. How to switch banks and patches. Press the play mode foot switch until you reach bank and patch, just like so. The screen will now show the name of the current bank, which is on top in white. So the current bank is up there. Underneath will show the current patch within that bank, which is in the big letters. You can use the touchscreen to change patch by swiping up for the next patch or down for the previous patch. Just like so. The foot switches can also be used to change between banks and patches. Use foot switch number 1 to go down the list of banks. Foot switch number 2 to go up the list of banks. Foot switch number 3 for the previous patch. And foot switch number 4 for the next patch. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 11 in this series. How to switch patches in one bank in memory mode. Press the play mode foot switch until you have selected memory mode, which is this mode here. Memory mode shows the current bank and the 4 patches within that bank, shown on the screen here. To change patches, use the corresponding foot switches. So patch number 80 is on effect number 4, 79 is on effect number 3, 78 is currently on number 2, 77 is on the number 1. You can also select the desired patch using the touchscreen if you just press the one that you want. To switch banks in memory mode, use the up and down arrows on the left and right of the bank name on the touchscreen. As you can see here, if you press down, you'll go down through the banks. If you press up, you'll go up through the banks. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 12 in this series. How to reorder patches in a bank in memory mode. In memory mode, which is this mode here, press and hold a patch, then drag and drop it to the desired location. For example, if you move patch 1 to position 3, you could do so just like that, and then the patch that was in position 2 would move over to position 1, and the patch that was in position 3 would move to position 2. And this was to make room for moving from position 1 to position 3. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 13 in this series. How to access the looper. There are 2 ways in which you can access the looper on the G6. First of all, you can use the play mode foot switch located here. Press it repeatedly until you reach the looper, which is this screen here. If you change to another play mode. Alternatively, you can use the touch screen. So if you open the touch screen and open the menu, you need to select play mode looper. Press on that and that'll also open the looper screen. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 14 in this series. How to use the looper. Once you are on the looper control screen, which is this one here, the display will show ready if no loop has been recorded, shown on the touch screen. To record a loop, press the foot switch corresponding to record and play, or you can press record on the touch screen. So we'll press the foot switch corresponding to it, which is this one here. If during recording you want to discard it and start over, just press the stop one, and that will cancel that recording. And then you can start again recording, so we'll press the touch screen. If your recording is okay, you can press the record or play button foot switch to start playback. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 15 in this series. How to stop and start looper playback. Once a loop has been recorded and you are in playback mode, you can press the stop foot switch to stop loop playback, which is this one here, or you can press the stop on the touchscreen just up here. To restart loop playback, you can press the record play foot switch to start playback, which is down here, or you can press the touchscreen to start playback again. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 16 in this series. How to overdub on the looper. When you have recorded a loop and are playing it back, like we are now, you can record overdubs on top of it. To do so, press the record play foot switch or touch overdub on the screen. Now we're in overdub mode. The loop will continue to play, but you now record over the top of it. This can be done continuously for multiple layers. When you're finished recording, press the record play button. The loop will continue to play with the overdubs over the top. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 17 in this series. How to undo and redo the last overdub. Once you have recorded a loop with overdubs, you have the option of undoing the last overdub you recorded. To undo the last overdub, press the undo redo foot switch, which is this one here, or you can press undo on the touchscreen, and that will undo the last recorded overdub from the loop. If you have undone the last recorded overdub but want to restore it back to the loop, you can press the undo redo foot switch or touch the redo on the screen. This will restore the last undone overdub. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 18 in this series. How to clear a loop. Once you have recorded a loop, you may need to get rid of it so you can start again. To clear a loop, press the clear foot switch, which is foot switch number 4, and then you've cleared the loop and you're ready to restart recording again. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 19 in this series. Things to know about the looper. The tempo that is set in the looper is also used by any effects or rhythm patterns. If you change the tempo but have set the loop recording time, this will delete the current recorded loop. If you change the tempo during rhythm playback, this will also delete the current recorded loop. If you're using the rhythm function with the looper and have set a pre-count, recording will start after the pre-count. If you have any sound input through the auxiliary in, it will not be recorded on the looper. You can use other play modes. Once you have recorded a loop, just cycle through with the foot switch. The looper playback status will be shown in the top left of the screen if you're on another play mode. But note, you must return to the looper screen to control the looper. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 20 in this series. How to set the loop recording time. The loop recording time can be set for a specific time, or you can use the foot switch or touchscreen to start-stop recording automatically. If you want to set the recording time, you use knob number 3 on the looper screen to set the loop recording time. This is knob number 3. It's currently set to manual, but if you adjust it, you can set the value between 1 to 64 quarter notes. If you set the value, the actual loop time will be determined by the current tempo. If you have set the recording time, once the loop reaches that point, it will stop recording and automatically start playback. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 21 in this series. How to adjust the looper volume. Once you're on the looper screen, which is this one here, you use knob number 4 under the screen to adjust the looper volume. The volume could be set anywhere between 0 and 100. Alternatively, you can use the touchscreen, just like so. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 22 in this series. How to set the looper to mono or stereo. On the looper screen, which is this screen here, press the looper settings near the top right of the screen. This opens the looper control settings. From there you can touch mono or stereo to select the desired setting. If you have it on mono, loops can be recorded for between 2 and 90 seconds. If you have it on stereo, loops can be recorded between 2 and 45 seconds. If you're using an SD card, loops are fixed to stereo. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 23 in this series. How to set the looper stop mode. On the looper screen, which is this screen here, press the looper settings near the top right of the screen. This opens the looper control settings. From there you can touch the desired setting to change it. You get a choice between instant, so the loop will stop automatically once you press the stop button. You get finish, so when you press the stop button the loop will continue until the end of the loop. Or you get fade out, so once you press stop the loop will stop after fading out. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 24 in this series. How to change the position of the looper pre or post effects. On the looper screen, which is this screen here, press the looper settings near the top right of the screen. This opens the looper control settings. Touch the desired setting to change it. So you get looper pre or post effects. Placing the looper before the effects allows you to alter the sound of the recorded loop without having to continue playing. So you can potentially record a loop and then go through adjusting parameters until you're happy with the sound. Or you can have the looper post effects. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 25 in this series. How to save a loop to an SD card. If you have an SD card inserted, you can save loops to the SD card. Use the play mode foot switch to select the looper, like we have done here. This will open the looper screen. If an SD card is in use, the SD icon will appear next to the looper settings, just up here. And new loop file should appear just here. You can then create a loop as you would do normally, shown in videos number 14 to 25 in this series. Once a loop has been created, pressing the clear button will automatically save the loop to the SD card. So we press clear, it will save it to the SD card. Loops will be saved sequentially starting from looper 001. Loops cannot be deleted from the G6 and must be done so using a computer. With an SD card, loop recording time can be up to 2 hours long. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 26 in this series. How to select a saved loop from the SD card. As long as you have an SD card inserted and have recorded loops to it, you can access them from the G6. Make sure you're on the looper screen, which is this screen here, and then press the SD icon next to the looper settings. This will bring up all the saved loops you have on the SD card, and then you just press one to bring it up. And then you can press the play button to start hearing the loop that you've previously saved. And then press the SD card icon again to change to another loop. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 27 in this series. How to save changes after editing effects. The autosave function on the G6 is on by default, so when adjusting any patches either by changing effects or effect parameters, the changes will be saved automatically without having to do anything. If the autosave function has been turned off, an icon will appear in the top right if you have made any changes to the current patch, shown up here. This shows that the patch is different from its saved settings. If you want to save it as it is, press the icon to save as necessary. Just like so. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 28 in this series. How to turn effects on and off from the menu. Select a patch memory that has an effect or effects you want to turn on or off. On the menu screen, select Edit All. Just here. From here you can touch the indicator above each effect to turn it either on or off. On will also have a red light above, and off will have the light turned off, so you can go through, switch them on or off as you see fit. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 29 in this series. How to replace an effect. Select the patch memory with an effect you would like to replace. On the menu, select Change Amp Effect. Then you touch the effect you want to change. This will bring up the list of effects in that category. Touch the effect you want to replace the current effect with, and then press OK. If you want to change an effect to an effect from a different category, on the menu, press Change Amp Effect. Select the effect you want to change, and then press the back button on the top. From there you can select a different category, and then choose the effect from that category you want, and then press the OK button in the top right of the screen, and that will change it in the chain. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 30 in this series. Process overflow, what to do. The G6 allows up to 9 effects to be combined in a chain per patch. However, you cannot exceed the limit of the processor. When you select an effect, you can see the amount of processing power each individual effect takes up, shown on the right hand side, how much percentage it takes up. In addition to this, there is a bar underneath, shows up how much processing power is currently being used in the chain. If you select an effect that will take the processor over the limit, the effect will not be selected and a process overflow warning will appear. In this case, you will need to change or delete an effect from the chain. As you can see here, we've got an error saying process overflow, so we need to select something that uses less processing power. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 31 in this series. How to adjust effect parameters. Select a patch that has an effect you want to adjust. Use the menu to select Edit Effects. Touch the effect that you want to edit. This brings up the adjustable parameters for that effect. You can then use a knob under the display that corresponds to the parameter on screen. So you've got here knob number 1 will adjust the gain, knob 2 the volume, knob 3 the mix, and knob number 4 the type of compression. Larger effects that appear bigger on the effects board use up 2 effect spaces. You can see the amp here takes up 2 spaces. This is what is be displayed across 2 screens. So if you go to Edit, you need to use the arrow to bring up the rest of the parameters. And then again, the knob underneath the effect screen will be the knob for that parameter. Just like so. Some effects have special functions that are assigned to a foot switch. This includes effects that are only engaged when the foot switch is being pressed. Parameters that have special functions appear as dark letters on a white background instead of white letters on a dark background. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 32 in this series. How to change the effect order. Effects in a chain can be reordered as desired. Select the patch you want to reorder. We'll stick with this patch. Use the menu and you want to select Change Effect Order. It's this one up here. From there you can press and hold and then drag and drop the effect into the new position that you want. This can be done multiple times to rearrange your chain as you desire. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 33 in this series. How to add an effect to the chain. Select the patch that you wish to add an effect to. Use the drop down menu and select Add Effects. This will show a grey icon on the screen and you can drag and drop that to the position you would like to add an effect. Just like so. Then press the plus on the effect. From there, this brings up the categories, so you can select the category you want. And then once you've selected the category, select the effect you want from that category. Then press the OK on the top right to add that effect to your chain. If the patch still has space, another +1 will show up on the right hand side. Again, you can drag and drop, select where you want it, and do the whole process again to add in another effect. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 34 in this series. How to delete an effect from the chain. Select the patch that you wish to delete an effect from. Use the drop down menu and then you want to select Delete Effects, which is here. A cross will appear on the top of each effect. Touch the cross to delete the effect from the chain, just like so. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 35 in this series. How to use the Edit All option. On the patch that you want to edit all, open the menu, select Edit All. From there you can change the effects you want to be on or off, just like so. You can change the effects by clicking on the effect. You can change the effect order by dragging and dropping. You can add and delete effects using the bits on the bottom. So you can add an effect there, or you can delete an effect. You can edit effects. And you can change your patch settings. So you can change the patch volume, or you can change the name. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 36 in this series. How to set the individual patch volume. Select the patch you want to adjust the volume of. Open the menu and select Edit Patch Settings. From here you can use knob number 4 or the touchscreen to set the level for this patch. It can be set anywhere between 0 and 120, just like so. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 37 in this series. How to change the name of a patch. Select the patch you want to change the name of. Open the menu and click on Edit Patch Settings, which is just here. Then you touch on the keyboard located here, and then use the keyboard to delete the current name, and then use it again to input your new name. Press the 1, 2, 3 at the bottom to bring up the numbers and different characters. When you're finished, press enter, and then you've changed the name. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 38 in this series. How to adjust the master tempo. The master tempo is used by the rhythms, looper, delay effects and some modulation effects. To adjust the master tempo, open the menu, press on set tempo. You can then adjust the tempo a number of ways. You can press the keyboard to set the tempo. You can use the knob on screen to set the tempo. You could use knob number 4 to set the tempo, or you can use the tap on screen by pressing it more than once to set the tempo, or you can tap the tap foot switch located here at least twice to set the tempo as well. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 39 in this series. How to save a patch. The autosave function is on by default, but if you have switched it off, you'll need to save changes as you make them. Select the patch you have adjusted and want to save. Open the menu and click on Save Patch Memory. To save, press the save in the top right, and then when you get an Are You Sure, press the save again, and now you have saved the changes you've made to that patch. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 40 in this series. How to save a patch to another location. Select the patch you want to change the location of. Open the menu and press select Save Patch Memory. Select the destination you want to save the current patch. So we're just going to go ahead and save it here. And then press save. And now we've moved our current patch to a different location. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 41 in this series. How to change the order of patch memories. Open the menu screen and then press on Change Patch Memory Order, which is here. From there, you touch on the 3 lines to the right of the patch you want to move and press and hold it and drag and drop it to the new position. And that's how you reorder your patch memories. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 42 in this series. How to delete patch memories. If you no longer need a patch, you can delete it completely. To do so, open the menu, then select Delete Patch Memory. You can touch the patch you want to delete, and you can touch multiple at one time. When you've chosen the ones you want to delete, press delete in the top right. You'll get an Are You Sure message. Press delete again, or press cancel to cancel, but press delete and you'll delete those patch memories. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 43 in this series. How to create a new patch. You can also create a new patch memory from the menu. So open the drop down menu and then select Create Patch Memory, which is located here. This will open a completely blank patch. From this screen, you can click on the empty effect slots and then select the effect you want to put in that slot, and you can continue to do this until you're happy with your new patch. And continue until you're happy. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 44 in this series. How to change the bank order. To change the bank order, open the menu and then you want to select Change Bank Order, which is located just here. From there, you touch on one of the 3 lines of the bank you want to move, and then you drag and drop it to the desired position. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 45 in this series. How to rename a bank. To change the name of a bank, open the menu, select Change Bank Order, and then press on the keyboard icon of the bank to change the name of. From there, you use the keyboard to go through and delete and enter in a new bank name. When you're finished, press the enter button. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 46 in this series. How to delete a bank. If you no longer need a bank, you can delete it completely. If you open up the menu, and then from there select delete bank. From there you can touch the bank or banks that you want to delete, so you can delete multiple. If you click on the arrow, it will show you which patches are within that bank. Once you've selected the banks to be deleted, you have to press delete in the top right. From there you'll get an are you sure message. If you're not sure, press cancel, but if you are sure, press delete. And please be aware that deleting a bank will also delete the patches within it. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 47 in this series. How to create a new bank. To create a new bank, open the menu. From there you want to select create bank. Touch the keyboard in the top right to name the bank. And then when you're finished, press enter to confirm. From there you can assign an already existing patch to the bank. Click on one of the empty patches and then select a patch from your list. Press OK, and that will add that patch to your current bank, and you can continue to do this until all the patches are filled. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 48 in this series. How to calibrate the expression pedal. To calibrate the sensitivity of the expression pedal, open the menu, select set pedal, and then you need to press on start for pedal calibration. Set the pedal to the minimum, which is the heel down position, and then press OK. And then set the pedal to the maximum, which is the toe down position, and then press OK again. And now that will come up with a complete message, and then press OK. You should adjust the pedal in the following circumstances. If stepping on the pedal has little effect, or if volume or tone changes greatly when pedal is pressed only lightly. If you get an error message during pedal calibration, press OK and then start the process all over again. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 49 in this series. How to connect and use an external pedal. If you have an external pedal, you need to connect it to the control in on the back panel, and then you need to open the menu, go to set pedal, and then on external pedal change that to on. Once it has been connected and switched on, you can have two pedal effects now in your chain. Once you've added in another effect pedal, the external pedal will affect the pedal that has EXT above it in the chain. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 50 in this series. How to use the tuner. To activate the tuner, press and hold the foot switch to the right of the screen. Label tap and hold for tuner. Or alternatively, you can open the menu and select use tuner. Once the tuner is open, play the open string that you want to tune. And then once tuning is complete, tap the foot switch again to close the tuner. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 51 in this series. How to change the standard pitch of the tuner. Open the menu and then select Set Tuner. From there you can use knob number 4 or the touchscreen to adjust the standard pitch between 435 Hz to 445 Hz. Just like so. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 52 in this series. How to set the tuner type. Open the menu, select Set Tuner. On the left of the screen you can set the type of tuner. Chromatic shows the string being tuned to the nearest semitone when you're tuning your guitar. Selecting another tuner type will result in the tuner showing the nearest string number to the string being tuned. So if you chose guitar, 6 would represent the low E string, 5 the A string, 4 the D string, 3 the G string, 2 the B string, and 1 would be the high E string. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 53 in this series. How to use flat tunings. First of all, you need to ensure that you have selected a tuning type other than chromatic. So any of these. If you select chromatic, you cannot use the flat tunings. Then select how many semitones flat you would like to tune to. So you can select up to 1, 2 or 3. So if you wanted to tune your guitar to be a semitone lower, select guitar and then select 1 semitone flat and then tune your guitar as you would normally. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 54 in this series. How to open and play the rhythm patterns. Open up the menu and from there you want to select Play with Rhythm. The rhythm patterns and settings are controlled completely by the touchscreen. To start playback, press the play button on the touchscreen. And then to stop playback, press the stop button on the touchscreen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 55 in this series. How to change the rhythm patterns. Open the menu, select Play with Rhythm, press on the current pattern. This brings up a drop down menu where you can select a new rhythm, or alternatively you can use knob number 1 to cycle through. Just like so. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 56 in this series. How to set the rhythm pre-count. Open up the menu, select Play with Rhythm. To set the pre-count to be used when using the rhythm patterns alongside the looper, to the right of the stop button is a toggle setting for the pre-count. If it's set to on, a pre-count will play before looper recording begins, and if it's set to off, there will be no pre-count played before the looper starts recording. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 57 in this series. How to adjust the rhythm tempo. Open the menu, select Play with Rhythm, and then from there you can turn knob number 3 or use a touchscreen to adjust the tempo. The tempo can be set anywhere between 440 and 250 beats per minute. You can also use the tap tempo function. The tempo set here is used by some effects and as well as the looper. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 58 in this series. How to adjust the rhythm volume. You need to open the menu and select Play with Rhythm, and from there you can use knob number 4 or the touchscreen to adjust the volume of the rhythm patterns. It can be set anywhere between 0 and 100. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 59 in this series. How to use the send and return effects. External effects that you may have can be used in conjunction with the G6. Connect your external effects using the send and return jacks on the back of the G6. Then on the patch you want to add a send and return effect, open the menu, click on Use Send Return, drag and drop the grey pedal to where you want to put in your send return effect. Press on effects loop, press OK, and now any effect that you've added into the send and return on the back will now be added into your chain here as well. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 60 in this series. How to add an impulse response. Select the patch you want to add in an IR and then open the menu. Select Use IR. From there you can drag and drop this icon here to where you'd like to position your IR. Then tap on the plus icon and then select the desired IR you want to use. And then press OK. Now you've added it into your chain. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 61 in this series. How to change audio interface settings. You can adjust the output volume sent to a computer via USB and the balance of that signal and a G6 signal. To do so, open the menu, select Set USB Audio, and from there you can use knob number 1 to adjust the level output via USB, and it can be set anywhere between -6 or +6 decibels. To adjust the balance between the USB and the direct signal, use knob number 4 located here. It can be set anywhere from 0 to 100. If you set it all the way to 0, it'll use the direct signal only, and if you put it to 100, it'll use the USB only. Anywhere in between is a balance between the two. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 62 in this series. How to set the autosave function. When the autosave function is on, any changes that you've made are saved automatically. If the autosave function is off, you must save changes manually. To set the autosave function to on or off, open up the menu, select Set System Settings, and from there use the toggle on the top right for autosave to select it between on or off. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 63 in this series. How to adjust the screen brightness. To adjust the brightness, open the menu, select Set Power Display, and then you can use the touchscreen to set the brightness. It can be set in tens between 0 and 100. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 64 in this series. How to set the eco mode. To set the eco mode to on or off, you need to open the menu and then select Set Power Display, and from there use the touchscreen to toggle the setting between on or off. If on, the unit will power off if unused for 10 hours. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 65 in this series. How to check the current firmware. To check the current firmware, you need to open the menu and select Set System Settings. From there you need to click on Version, and then this will bring up the current version firmware, the DSP version, the preset version and the boot version. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 66 in this series. How to restore to default factory settings. Restoring settings to the factory default will overwrite all settings including patches. To do so, you need to open the menu, select Set System Settings, and then select All Initialize. When you get to this screen, if you press on All Initialize, it will delete everything and return the unit back to factory default settings. You'll get an initialization complete when it's all done. Press OK, and now you're back to factory default. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 67 in this series. How to format an SD card. Once you've installed your SD card, you'll need to format it for use in the G6. This will delete any data that is currently on the SD card. To format the SD card, open the menu, select Set System Settings, select SD card, and then touch on Format. You'll get an "Are you sure?" message, and click on it to execute. Format complete. So now your SD card is ready to be used with the G6. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 68 in this series. How to check the remaining space of an SD card. To check the free space remaining on an SD card, you need to open the menu, select Set System Settings, and then you need to touch on SD card, and then go to SD card remain, and then it will show you on the screen the exact amount of space that is remaining on the SD card. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you did, make sure you give it a like and subscribe for more tutorials on this unit and others to come. If you'd like to help the channel out directly, why not consider becoming a member? Thanks very much again. Bye.